Are some people naturally intelligent while others are not? And the more important question is, can an average or even below average student actually get better and become a really good student? The answer is yes. And in this video, I'm going to be showing you the scientific proof that this is actually true, and not just that, how to actually become a better student regardless of what level you currently are. It's pretty hot in here and I am going to be sweating this video. If you're new here, I'm currently a 600 level medical student. So this video is going to be in two parts. The first part is going to be how intelligence works, and the second part is going to be the actionable tips you can take that will help you become a better student. So make sure you watch to the end, because the second part is where you can get the tips you can take away and actually apply to see tangible changes in your academic life. If you're not interested in how intelligence works, you can skip to this part of the video. Having said that, let's get into the video. Don't forget to like this video, share with someone that will find it helpful, and subscribe to the channel. So the first part is how intelligence works. A simple way to think about it is this: intelligence is a combination of genetics and our environment. Our ability, our cognitive ability is determined by these two factors. Now let's talk about the genetics. Your genetics contribute to our cognitive potential. It is a part of what determines our intelligence. And what genetics does is this: like, it actually gives us the potential to do a lot of things, but many researchers believe that most people never really reach the upper limit of this potential, which gives room for improvement for everybody. While genetics can actually determine potential and affect things like memory, processing speed, and reasoning, that is not all there is to intelligence. There is another part, which is environment. Now this environment, I can actually also divide it into two. First is the past environment, and the second is the current or present environment. Now the past environment, this is another thing that contributes to your cognitive ability. This includes things like the quality of education you've gotten all this while, especially from your childhood, your nutrition, your health while you were a child, because like especially during the childhood, the brain is actively developing, and the environmental factors can really affect the child's cognitive ability later in the future. So these two things I've spoken about, genetics and the past environment, there are things we really can't control. Like, there are things that are really set that we cannot control. But I think the reason why I'm sharing this is for two reasons actually. First is for you to give yourself some grace and some patience, so that when you're beginning to work on things you can control, you're going to have enough patience to see yourself improve till you actually get the results you want. And the second reason why I think it's important to share this is because you're going to be a parent some days, so you should know this, that the environment you provide for children is very important for their cognitive development, for their intelligence later on in the future. So you want to provide them with quality education, provide them with stimulating environment and good nourishment. Now let's go to the second part, which is the present environment, and this is actually the part you can control. And the interesting thing is that this present environment actually can make a significant difference in our academic performance. So one of the most important discovery in neuroscience is something called neuroplasticity. It shows that what you do to your brain, like training your brain, learning, it actually rewires your brain. Like, new neural connections are formed, your brain actually physically changes. There was a research that was done in London among taxi drivers. They noticed that the hippocampus, which is the part of the brain that is really used for spatial memory, these taxi drivers, they drive to different places and they have the memory of different locations because they've spent a lot of time actually driving around and they know a lot of places. Then they noticed that part that is responsible for that memory, the hippocampus, was actually larger. What this shows is that if you use your brain, like if you train your brain, it can physically change to be better adapted for that task you're doing. You can think of it in just like the muscle. If someone goes to the gym and keeps lifting weights, you will notice that the person's muscle get bigger, and the reason why the muscle get bigger is so that you'll be able to lift weights more effectively and efficiently. And this also applies to your brain. You can actually train your brain, and your brain is going to physically rewire to become better at the things you are training it for. So if you are continually learning, your brain becomes better adapted to learn. Having said that, I hope I've been able to convince you that by science it has been proven that anybody can really train themselves to become better students. Now, which leads us to the second part of this video. What are the actionable steps to take to actually become a better student? Now, the first thing to do is to have a mindset shift. Believe it is actually possible. That's part of what I've been trying to do in the first part of this video. A psychologist in Stanford University called this growth mindset. People that believe they can actually improve, they spend longer on the task and they don't give up easily until they start seeing progress and improvement. And this also reinforces the belief that they can actually do better. The good thing about this growth mindset is this: when students believe they can actually improve, they tend to spend longer on the task and not give up very easily, compared to people that don't really believe they can actually do it. People that don't believe they can actually do it, at any slightest failure, they just reinforce the belief that, well, they were never good enough, or they're not cut out for this, and they don't even try hard enough to get better. Second thing is to have intentional efforts. It's good that you are still watching this video up to this point. It shows how intentional you are about learning. You can take this a step further by even telling someone about your new journey of actually becoming a better student. This thing will not happen by mistake. It usually doesn't happen by chance. It happens by intentional effort at actually getting better. Step number 3 is to set an objective or a tangible goal. So I want you to set a tangible, if you're in university or you're in secondary school, you have one exam or the other, I want you to set an actual goal, and let this goal be slightly higher than what you normally have. This goal doesn't have to be very or overly ambitious, so you'll not be frustrated. So if you're a student that have always scored, let's say 40% over 100, or maybe you've always scored around 50, why not set a goal to score 60 in that subject this semester or this term? That is all the goal. Set specific goals, and that is what you want to work towards. Step number 4 is to build healthy study habits, and this might be the most important takeaway from this video. If you actually pay attention to the people you call geniuses, like to the smartest and the top students in your school, if you really pay attention to them, you notice that a lot of them really spend time studying. They devote a lot of effort, energy to studying, and they're already at an advantage, because the more you know, the easier it is for you to know more. Like, despite this, these students actually still devote time to study, and a lot of students are not doing well. They're simply not putting enough time to it. My point here is that you need to build elder study habits, and I need you to know that effective studying is not an easy task. It requires your brain consuming energy, and our brain always tries to conserve energy, so your brain always tries to prevent you from studying, but you need to make intentional effort at it. The more you do it, the higher the tendency it becomes a habit. So I want you to make a resolution to always do something every day. Attend classes, read as soon as possible after your classes, and try to read something every day. This is something I always recommend. You don't have to study the whole topic a day. You could just read a page, if you're just starting, but try to read something every day. It really helps you develop the habit of learning. I'm going to be making more videos on how to build elder study habits in the future. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Number 5 is to learn about yourself. We are very different, though there are effective study techniques that actually work, but the best study technique, like I've always said, is the one that works best for you. So now I want you to pay attention to yourself. Notice things that work for you now and things that don't work for you. Notice what time you learn best. Pay attention to things that distract you, things that make you concentrate, things that make you remember things more, and what you do that don't work. Really, having this self-awareness is one of the first steps you need to take towards your journey of becoming a better student. So once you know yourself, then you can know what new techniques you can actually adopt to improve on your ability. Number 6 is to learn how to learn, and I think one of the biggest mistake people make or students make is to not take any time to actually learn how to learn. This is one of the steps I took in my early years of medical school. When I was crossing from 100 to 200, I decided to learn how to learn, and it's actually one of the best decisions I took, because it makes learning easier for me. It makes me less frustrated as a student. I'm generally happier because of this, and I'm doing great in my academics. So I recommend you learn how to learn. There are some effective learning techniques like spaced repetition, active recall, practice testing, active studying. There are a lot of them, and that is one of the things I talk about on this channel. If you want to read a book on this subject of learning, I recommend Make It Stick. It's a very bulky book, and you can as well follow this channel. I've made some videos in the past on different learning techniques, and I will keep making more, and I'm going to keep following you on this journey of becoming a better student. Let me just wrap this video up and give a key takeaway. Not everybody can be geniuses, like the definition of genius, but every student can actually get better with intentionality. Science has proven this. Our brain is plastic, and the more you work on your brain, the better it gets. And another good thing is that the more you learn, the easier it is for you to learn more in that field. I hope this video has been helpful. So please like this video and consider subscribing to the channel. It's going to make my day. A significant number of people that watch my channel are not subscribed to the channel. So please don't be part of that group. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.